the spinal way of the 12th Legion destroyer, Death Eternal, Brother Harakel looked into the bubbling pool of plasma that used to be the face of his sergeant, Sergeant Hakim. Sergeant Hakim was more of a trusted mentor than he was a sergeant, and Harakel was struggling to process what he had just witnessed. Harakel was roused from his confusion by the guttural laughing of Boraz from a few meters away. Been waiting a long time to do that, Terran fool, thinking he was better than the rest of us just because he was once a warhound. Sentimental weakling. Harakel looked up into the face of Boraz and spoke. Why? The three assembled world eaters before him, Boraz, Faris, and Torap, all laughed again. What we are doing, brother, is killing all the weaklings in this legion. Don't worry, we're not killing you. Not even worth the bolt. As long as you follow orders, you'll be fine. Anyway, brother, Horus is going to be the new emperor, and our legion stands with him. So we are killing all the loyal fools who would try and stop us, Boraz concluded. Harakel paused with the butcher's nails pounding in his skull, swiftly raised his bolter, and fired. A single round blew through the head of Boraz, his plasma gun clattering to the ground. Before the other two survivors could react, Harakel switched his bolter to fully automatic and fired into Turap, blasting through his Mark II plate and cutting him down as he emptied the magazine into his chest. Varus ducked into a side corridor and returned fire on Harakel with his bolt pistol. The first round denting Harakel's shoulder guard, second round grazed his helmet. Harakel ducked down behind an access console and reloaded his bolter, cursing that he only had one extra magazine. The butcher's nails still beating into his mind with every beat of his twin hearts as he tried to focus. Turap was expecting a fight, so he would have had more supplies and ammunition, and would be trying to make it to the bridge. Harakel needed to end this fight quickly. Harakel charged forth with bolter blazing, emptying the magazine as he kept Turap suppressed. His bolter clicked empty a few steps away from where Turap was hiding, and Harakel dropped it to the ground as Turap darted from behind cover and fired, his bolt pistol round tearing a chunk from Harakel's helmet. However, the nails had already taken hold in Harakel, who didn't even notice the pain, and he spear-tackled Turap into the wall, knocking him off balance. Turap reeled from the attack and attempted to draw the chain axe maglock to his belt, but Harakel's charge knocked him off balance, so Turap repeatedly punched Harakel on the back of his head, sending bolts of pain into his mind. Harakel drew his combat knife and stabbed with the fury of the butcher's nails guiding him, pistoning the knife in and out of Turap's body, aiming for the weakened joints, until Turap was little more than a pincushion of blade wounds as his corpse thumped to the ground. Harakel panted for almost a minute as the nails released the grip on his mind. Slowly Harakel raised himself up and took stock in what had just happened. He was a kinslayer. No matter what happened now, that fact couldn't be denied. But that wasn't the most important thing right now. Harakel fought back and remembered to what Boraz was saying. Horus is going to be the new emperor. Harakel knew then that this was a full-blown rebellion, not the insurrection of a squad going rogue against its sergeant, and that his legion were now traitors. Harakel knew he could not let this stand. Hakim would not let it stand, so neither would Harakel. Harakel looted his dead brothers for ammunition and supplies as he marched his way down the spinal way towards the destroyer's bridge. The bridge of the destroyer was busy with activity when Harakel arrived. His armor was damaged and covered in dried blood and gore, while some members of the 30-strong bridge crew recoiled in horror at the bloody sight of the legionary. Over a dozen crew members, including the ship's captain, rose up and drew sidearms at Harakel's approach. The captain shouted, "For the war, master!" Before anyone could react or the traitors could raise their arms, Harakel opened fire with his bolter, blowing apart the dozen bridge crew with a barrage of bolt shells. As the dust settled, the ship's first officer raised her head and tried to speak, but then vomited before mustering up the courage to speak again. What did you do? Herakel spoke. I did my duty. I killed those who would betray the Emperor. Herakel raised his bolter and pointed it at the first officer. And so should you. Herakel spoke again, raising his voice to cover the whole chamber. If there are any of you here who side with the War Master, speak now and die quickly. If not, then I shall make your deaths painful and eternal. The bridge crew remained silent, as the first officer composed herself and spoke again. My lord, what is this? Herakel calmly spoke. Angron and Horus have betrayed the Imperium and seek to usurp the Emperor. I am loyal and keep my oaths. So, Captain, are you loyal or a traitor? The captain peered down the barrel of the bolter before raising herself up and saluted with a fist to her chest. I am a proud citizen of the Imperium. I would never betray my oaths. She smiled, mustering up some courage. And I am insulted you think I wouldn't be. Herakel laughed. Well said. So, Captain... Alicia Dufresne. Well, Captain Dufresne, give me a situation report of the ship and the rest of the fleet. The bridge became a hub of frenzied activity as bodies were hastily carried away while other bridge crews composed themselves. Cogitators were reactivated and officers remanned their consoles. After a few minutes, Dufresne then spoke. Lord, you need to see this. Dufresne opened the ship's shutters before Herakel could speak. As she did, the thousands of lights from the War Master's fleet and the orb of Istvan Free filled the view of the bridge crew. Herakel and the bridge crew watched in horror as thousands upon thousands of ships fired upon Istvan Free. Virus bombs, whispered Dufresne. What can we do against all that? Herakel spoke quietly as he watched on in horror. Whatever we can. The entirety of the ship crew remained silent as they watched Istvan Free die.